Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's press conference. Today we have three related topics. We will first remind residents about the city's large item pickup program. Second, we're going to announce a very exciting grant opportunity. And third, we'll provide an update on code enforcement's next steps. Since taking office in 2018, my team and I have been on a mission: build opportunity, restore hope, transform Erie. We have been working hard to achieve our vision, and one element of that vision is all residents are able to live in a welcoming, vibrant neighborhood. A critical part of this vision is making sure that our neighbors are clean, safe, free of debris and other hazards that could accelerate into blight and neighborhood decline. Now that we are turning the corner of our winter weather, although it's going to get cold again tomorrow, and heading into spring, we want to remind every Erie resident about our year-round large item pickup program. This free program is a great benefit the city provides. Basically, residents can call this number, 814-870-1550, to schedule up to 3 bulky items for pickup. Or they can visit the city's website, which is at cityof.erie.pa.us/large item pickup to schedule. The resident will receive a confirmation number with the date for the pickup. This pickup will be scheduled on your regular trash night. However, it has to be scheduled because we send another truck around to pick up the large items, and they have to ensure that they're going to have enough room to pick up everything. So if you call, say, on Tuesday, and your regular pickup night is actually Wednesday, you could be scheduled 1 to 3 weeks out, depending on how many calls were received before you called. Once you have confirmation, you can place up to 3 large items that are regular household furniture and trash on the curb at no additional cost. And there is no limit to how many times you can do this throughout this year. Residents should be aware that there are some exceptions. City crews cannot take tires, automotive batteries, hazardous waste, construction materials, electronics such as televisions, computers, printers, or large appliances such as washers, dryers, stoves, refrigerators, hot water tanks, or air conditioners. Tire and electronics can be recycled at our Tire and Electronics Recycling event, which is scheduled coming up for Saturday, May 5th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. At other times of the year, tires, electronics, and hazardous waste must be recycled at other registered collection events or facilities. As good as this program is, it has to create its own set of issues that the city must address. There have been times when residents have not called to schedule a large item pickup, but just have put out a large pile of debris that exceeds the program's item limitations. This can and has created unsafe conditions for our children and residents who are walking to and from school, their places of employment, or the normal daily routines. This debris litters our beautiful community and leads to unsanitary conditions. It also tends to become home to things like mice and other rodents. To combat blight, over the last 3 years, our Love Your Block team, working with our Department of Public Works and our Bureau of Code Enforcement, have conducted several community cleanups and neighborhood sweeps. In fact, so far, our crews have accomplished the following 7 items. First, they completed 67 community cleanups and 8 beautification projects. Second, they removed 180,000 pounds of trash and debris. Third, they completed 184 projects and 288 repairs. Fourth, they installed 389 new features and 66 landscaping projects. Sixth, they addressed 68 codes of violation. And seventh, they installed 45 new hand railings, 29 mailboxes, and 24 new house numbers. And actually, this is the 7th one. Saved residents more than $183,000 in labor costs. And in collaboration with the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Erie and the Land Bank, we have also accomplished the following 6 items. First, we completely have approximately 276, we currently have approximately 276 properties that are declared blighted. And we have demolished approximately 200 properties. We've repaired 126 properties. We've acquired 88 properties, rehabilitated 58 properties, rescinded 11 blighted designations. Even with all this progress, there's still much, much more to do. So today, we're very excited to announce that thanks to Senator Casey, this work will be bolstered by a new $1 million grant from HUD for blighted property acquisition and remediation. As we work out the details, there will be more information on this in the coming weeks. But this will enable us to move this important work further along. In the meantime, as spring rolls around and there is litter and debris cluttering in our neighborhoods, our code enforcement team will be working to ensure that trash and debris are removed so that all residents can enjoy our beautiful neighborhoods. I am very happy now to announce that Chris Groner, the city's Director of Office of Development Services, will explain these next steps. In January, Chris took over the direction of the city's Bureau of Code Enforcement and has been identifying new strategies to improve our quality of life. Chris, the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. Happy first day of spring. This time of year brings warmer temperatures, longer days, and more sunshine, and it also means time to clean up. So starting in April, the city's Code Enforcement Office will begin conducting targeted inspections in specific zones throughout the city. The goal of these efforts will be to reduce and eliminate hazardous and unsightly junk and debris that have piled up over the winter. We will be encouraging property owners to take responsibility for cleaning up and removing large items, junk and debris, and trash from their properties. So this is how it's going to work. All of the city's property inspectors will be sweeping one area in a coordinated effort, viewing every street and property in that specific zone. And you can see the zones as they're laid out now. We'll be starting in what we call Zone 6 in April. Each zone is expected to take 1 to 2 weeks, and if a property is determined to have excessive junk and debris, that property will be given a courtesy notice. It'll look similar to this. This will serve as a legal notice. We will also be sending a violation notice to the landlord if it is a rental property and there's a separate address. Once you've been given this notice, you will have 14 days to remove the excessive junk and debris. And at that time, property inspectors will begin and return to the same zone after that 14-day period to re-inspect the area. If junk and debris still exist, the property owner will be cited. This could eventually result in additional fees and/or liens on the property. And if the city is forced to clean the property, that will lead to considerable fees, amounts that could start as high as $1,000 or more. These cleanup costs will be attached to the property's water, sewer, and garbage bills. And additionally, multi-unit property owners may see their rental registration license renewal decline for failure to clean up their property. I want to thank City Council for passing on a first reading yesterday an amendment to the existing rental registration ordinance. Simply put, if the city has to clean up a rental property and is forced to place a lien on that property to recover our cost, your rental license will be denied until all the liens and fees are paid in full. A disproportionate amount of necessary cleanup efforts have originated from rental properties. And while the specific responsibilities for cleaning and maintaining these rental properties are between the landlords and the tenants, and they vary with each individual lease, one thing should remain clear. These are not responsibilities that should be placed on the taxpayer. While most property owners are responsible and maintain their properties, a small number are not. And the ones who are not taking care of their properties affect all residents in a very negative way. This is not right, and this is why we will be strongly encouraging owners to correct the issues and maintain the required standards pertaining to housing, building, and health standards. We want to work with you. That is why the city offers large item pickup, which you heard about a few moments ago. You can request up to 3 large items to be picked up each week, but you must call in advance to coordinate. To call the refuse department, the number to call is 870-1550 for more details on that program, and you must call between 8:30 and 4:30 at least 72 hours in advance of your regular refuse pickup night. We ask that all residents, property owners, landlords, and tenants pitch in and do what is right and help us with this effort. We're also going to be continuing to work with our various neighborhood groups as we meet on a monthly reoccurring basis to discuss and prioritize our efforts, walk the neighborhoods with them, and hear their concerns. I am personally involved in those meetings, and I'm confident that moving forward we will continue to make the necessary progress. This is all part of a bigger effort and coordination, working between the City Redevelopment Authority, and the Erie Land Bank as we work to attract investment to our city, encourage renovations and repairs, and reduce blight. In the last few years, we've been able to eliminate approximately 200 blighted properties, and we look to continue that process. I want to thank the code enforcement team in advance, and also our Public Works Department and the Refuse Department for assisting with this coordinated effort, and I ask that we all pitch in to make this cleanup a success. And at this time, I'd like to turn it back over to the mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris, and many thanks to our code enforcement team, our Department of Public Works, and our Bureau of Refuse, and also to our Love Your Block team for all of their great work ensuring that our neighborhoods are vibrant and welcoming. Thanks much to all of you for being here, and thanks to the teams who really are moving Erie forward. And that concludes this week's press conference. Please continue to follow us on social media for the latest updates on everything happening here in the city of Erie. Both of us who spoke are now available for interviews. But thanks very much for being here or watching on TV. Thank you.